Alright, today for the podcast, I'm going to react to my 8th grade field trip without the audio playing. I just kind of want to talk over it and discuss it. That's my goal for this video. There'll be some pausing, there'll be some stuff like that. That's me. That right there is young me. Let's go back here. Pause it. A second. Almost there. Young me. Yes. That's what I looked like back then. I had braces on my teeth. And more clean shaven, mostly because I couldn't grow facial hair. It was awkward. I was awkward. Still am. Yeah, I just remember, here's the background before I really get started into this. Basically, it was really my last period of time in middle school, and we got ourselves set up on a bus, a coach kind of bus, or stagecoach kind of bus, and we were getting a tour of New York City. I basically was like, oh, okay, I'm eager for this, because, I hadn't gone on many trips at that point, so I was just like pumped for this. I set up an amount for doing stuff there, and to get some souvenirs and stuff like that. I was really excited. And on this bus and stuff, there was a lot of nice seating. Ooh, you can see the seating pretty decent here. One thing I can say is that as comfy as it was, after a few hours, it gets progressively less comfy to sit in those kind of seats. And this was the first time that I ever did any kind of real videoing anything. Just for background, I brought an old-fashioned camera, which I actually have in this room. Yes, this one here. This camera here. I don't know what you can see. I'm gonna get out in the light. It looked like this. This was my actual camera that I used for the New York City trip. It doesn't record in the highest resolution, but I still have it. This is what it looked like. This was the first real video camera that I was using. Right here. That was what I was using for filming this back then. Okay. Let's continue. One thing I found interesting in doing the trip, other than being very nervous, was the tunnels. The tunnels were very brightly lit, and it was kind of like going through a nice little maze or something. It was neat. So, one thing I had with me that at the time my friend was using was my iPod, I believe it was. Let me check here. Yeah, my iPhone thing. Brought it with me, and it had like cool games on it. I remember at the time I had a PSP, but I think that was my iPhone there from way back. I think. Tough to remember, but I remember bringing something on it that had some games. I can't remember if it was my iPhone or if it was my PSP. Could have been my PSP, not 100%. I just know that back then I had those things. Then eventually, like later on, my PSP broke and I got a different style phone, of course, but yeah. Friends playing on that. And it's an interesting kind of view of the trip that you get to see here. This is my friends who, if you watch any bit of my Storyboard Ed channel, you might have seen them on it. We basically, this part here is when we made a little stop on a trip, bathroom break kind of thing. And I think I just gotten back on the bus, and we were just talking about stuff and having fun, just kind of messing around on the trip. I was really messing with my camera. testing it out. I had no real idea how to use it, to be honest. I didn't take any film class yet, though I would be the following year. This is just before I started high school. So this is kind of wrapping up my 8th grade period of time. In 9th grade, I'd be taking like DMP and like film classes to understand how to actually film anything. So that was a learning experience. Yeah, these are like friends hanging out on the bus, just kind of messing around with it. And I think at this point, my other friend is using my iPhone. The games on it. I think I brought that to just kind of mess with. I had some cool games on it that I downloaded for it. Now the seating here is quite wide, as you can see. A lot of room for people. This is nerdy me. Yeah, super nerdy and awkward. Still am. And just kind of observing what's around us. At this stop, it was a nice stop. It had nice bathrooms in it, from what I remember. And this was one of the very early stops on the trip. That's what I can say is a very early on part of the trip. And I was just kind of trying to figure out how my camera worked, and I was just like amazed by the fact that I was recording anything, quite frankly. You can see here that we actually had a movie playing on the screen here to recall the exact film. Can't exactly recall what it was. I think it was a Disney film or something. Yeah. Not really much to say on that. What film was actually playing? Could have been Ice Age, I think. I'm trying to remember back to it here. Okay, yeah. Friend Leaf and me were just kind of messing around with the camera a lot. Hello?
Are you talking?
Yeah, just doing a project.
Oh, but are you talking to Leaf in person?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just recording.
Huh?
We're just recording a podcast.
Okay, I think I use the vacuum in the bathroom.
Okay. Editing that part out. Me and my friend Leaf there, just hanging out, messing around with the camera. And I got a lot of view out the window here. That's really what I got to observe most of this trip, was the window. Through the window, some interesting sights. Now, I believe this is the view of Manhattan across the way. And in viewing this footage, I gotta say, I wish I had a better camera. I really just lackluster kind of video camera, to be genuine. It was not the best at getting footage, but you know, it's my first time using any kind of camera recording device for a project. Yeah, my friend there, messing around. What else here? Just going through it. There's just going back. Wait, I think I went too far ahead or something. Gotta go back a little bit. Yeah, I went too far ahead. Not even that far into it. Okay. Sorry, I had to back up there. I was trying to figure out where I left off. With the scenery and the views and stuff. That you know, just viewing it from the, you know, the seat throughout the whole thing. my friend there, and just me messing around with the camera. Very nice scenery. Looking at the cars going by and just kind of, enjoying the ride. Now, I think I've already shown this part here about the view of Manhattan, wishing that I had a better camera setup. Not gonna lie, the camera setup was pretty poor in the way I was shaking it and stuff. I was trying to get footage and pictures and the way I did things. Not great. Not great as far as setup goes. To be genuine. I was trying to be a cameraman, trying to get good footage, but it was lackluster. Gotta admit. I'm gonna skip ahead though, a little ways here. Okay, right about here. This is where we got off the bus, and we're looking more at the scenery, which was a cool moment, I'm not gonna lie. And getting this up close a view, you think I'd get better pictures, but no. One thing happens here. Turn the volume a little bit.
I'm recording this whole thing. Great place. Okay, let's jump off this. Let's be dumb tomorrow and jump off this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That'd be a tough landing. No.
Yeah. So since the audio is very poor, just trying to get a good view.
Dude, what was that?
The reason why I'm showing the audio here is because of what will happen next.
Oh, jeez, I got to sneeze. Yeah. Either that way. Hey! Hey, what's up?
Got a good view of the scenery. Here and just trying to really enjoy it.
That kind of boat right there. Awesome. I'm probably gonna get major seasick. I'm not a bunch. Brandon. If you had parachute pants. You're taking a video right now? Yeah, I'm taking
Some
tons of
awkward
videos.
stuff.
Take one right now. Yeah. Oh man. Right now. The president. Taking
It's
video. Oh my gosh. There goes Hitler.
a pretty awesome idea taking a video at the time. That'd be pretty cool.
Bob, ready? No, I'm not. Group photo.
This part here, leading to this part where we go and take a group photo. And recently, I found the group photos that were taken then. And this is the class group photo that we went and took that day, which is pretty neat. I thought it was a cool find. Yeah. Okay, back to the trip itself here, where I'm awkwardly filming things. But I'd like to point out some cool things on the trip that were there and that can be seen going through this. Look back, whatnot. So I'm gonna skim a little bit. People and stuff. There's this cool spot right here where there's a little sign saying no left turn. I thought that was kind of interesting to take footage of, but nothing really that amazing about it, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. We went by a baseball stadium. You can kind of see it right here. But my blurry images, they don't help anything. They really just don't. Looking back. Looking back at some of these things, and what was, popular at the time, it's kind of interesting. I see some ads on the billboards. They change out, which is pretty cool. Yeah, back when the iPad 2 was coming out, that was a big deal. So many different iPads now, different generations of that stuff. Let's see here. Just going to show some interesting ones that I saw. It's not a lot of interesting stuff, but there's some interesting spots on this trip. Not gonna lie. See these big buses here. Yeah. Trying to go through this trip here, but also at the same time, not as much imagery as I thought it'd be. You can see here Robin Williams is playing. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. Gonna pause it. Robin Williams, he's live at the time, doing some show up that way, which was interesting. Posters for it. It's unfortunate Robin Williams is gone, but yeah. This trip was in 2011, by the way, so it was a ways back. Trying to read some of the posters there, trying to look at that. So much traffic, not gonna lie, as we're going through. See if there's any interesting audio with it. Cool places to eat. Looks like they're doing a rendition of the Addams Family right here. 2011 one. Yeah. Huh. It's back 2011. Recently, looking where I work as a cleaner, they did a play, Addams Family play, very recently. And it had a similar design on the cover that they had. It actually looked a little bit like that. Some cool locations to look at here. Yeah. Capturing the hecticness of the trip. There was a bit to look at there. And scenery. Happy New Year kind of thing. Which is pretty cool. New Year ball. Times Square. I can't exactly remember what section that was at. There's some pictures here that's interesting. There's like a Disney store, I believe. Mamma Mia was playing at the time. X Factor 2 was a big thing over there. Just can't recollect everything about the place. The trip was so long ago to be genuine. But looking back, it was interesting. Going through here, trying to see what else I can find that's something. I think on the trip they said Home Alone was shot in a certain spot. Maybe one of these buildings right up here. One of the Home Alone movies. Home Alone New York or something. At one point, we went past Trump Tower. It's pretty cool. This is the part here where we are getting on a, we got on a ferry boat and we got to go see the Statue of Liberty, which was dope. That was awesome. This is my footage of it. It's very poor, not gonna lie. But this is just everybody just kind of looking around and chilling. And I'm standing up there just trying to film, but I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I'm not really that great at holding the camera. But you can see just the layout and the people. And the feeling of just being on this ferry boat was pretty awesome. Pretty cool moment. Not gonna lie. Here. Some of the scenery there. I tried to get some good shots of the Statue of Liberty. I'm very poor at the camera at this point in recording it. Then I think we were in an aquarium for a little bit. Was it an aquarium? I think so. Yeah. Trying to remember back on this trip. I gotta tell you, I've reached a point now. This trip was in 2011. Would it be in 2023? Now it's been 12 years. So it's hard to remember the full trip at this point, sadly. But I'm just kind of looking back at this footage and going, interesting, you know, because this was a ways back. To be able to have this footage is kind of cool. I do remember, I think this was the part, we went to Ground Zero, where 9/11 happened, like the grounds of it, and it was a very somber moment, and I think it was around this part in the recording when we were actually doing that. Very sad, but also at the same time, one of those things that makes you think, you know. And it's interesting seeing that. I started school around the time that 9/11 happened, and that was a lot on the world to take in. Looking back at this footage, I'm just like, man, I just wish I had a better camera set up. I gotta believe it was certain 2011 cameras would have been better than this, but I didn't have the budget. Also, though, it amazed people that this is a building that the History Channel had. I'm not sure if this is where they, what they do there exactly. Is this where they do their productions or the editing, or I'm not sure. But I saw that sign there. I thought that was pretty cool. So I got footage of it. Now, I do have a story to tell you. I did have an opportunity to go into Yankee Stadium, and I didn't take it. And I should have. I look back at it, I'm like, I probably should have. It was either that or souvenirs, and me being the twat I was more after the souvenirs than I was the actual experience. Looking back, if I could have, I think I would have taken the Yankee Stadium portion, got some footage of that, me checking it out. It would have been pretty awesome. Yeah, a lot of footage here. Oh, this is Trump Tower right here. There it is. There's Trump Tower.
His hair's blown up. You don't even recognize it.
There's a limo out beside it. I don't know if that was anything. But yeah, Trump Tower. Pretty dope. And turn the volume back down again. Yeah. Just kind of looking through this old footage and just trying to make something from it. Rockefeller Center, I believe. This is right here. Yeah. Ooh. And that's the end of the footage. And on the way back home, I just remember that I was very uncomfortable because of how long I had to sit. It was ridiculous. Definitely hurt the butt, I tell you that much. But it was fun for the most part, just to look back and go, well, at least had that. I had a trip, you know. And it was fun on a level, but also too short. I think that's my complaint. It was too short. More time on the bus that I felt. I don't know. I feel like there should have been more stops. I don't know. Just looking back. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit long-winded, but also just thought it'd be a good episode of the podcast to be able to just look back at cheesy things. Have a great day. Hope you subscribe if you want to see more content.